Hola.
So let's see, where do I begin? Yes, history of Spain. Let's start in 32,000 BC, just because it sounds old, and here in the Iberian Peninsula, where the first inhabited modern humans showed up, the Cro-Magnons. There's evidence everywhere today, especially in this cave. What are you looking at? Where archaeologists found a tool, a flint, and it said it was made 1.4 million years ago on the side of it. Now these Cro-Magnons, who were all modernized humans and all, set up these prehistoric human settlements. They painted too because they had a lot of time on their hands, like I do, around the 15,000 BC mark in a lot of these caves. Okay, maybe that was a bit far back to start Spain's history. Let's start with the Phoenicians, Celtics, and the Greeks. Maybe that's a good starting point. The Phoenicians were actually the first and major civilizations of the ancient world to set their sights on Spain. It was even said that these guys were the world's first rulers of the sea. Of course, other civilizations came in the area as well. But rather than conquerors, they were traders, and that's what brought them to Spain at around 1000 BC. They had a bunch of stuff with them like perfumes, ivory, jewelry, oil, wine, and textiles, and they wanted Spanish silver and bronze. But after the Phoenicians, Greek traders began to arrive in 7th century BC, or Greek, and made trading settlements along the Mediterranean coast. The Greeks decided they liked it, we like it, and hung out along the northeast coast in the 9th century BC, and the other guys took the south coast. Yeah, you guys stay there, we stay here. The Celts came in as well, originally from Central Europe, brought beer making, so they were super important. Beer. They lived in the northwest in hill fort villages and merged with the Iberians, native inhabitants, but later combined together into the Celt-Iberians. Anyways, from about the 6th century BC, the Phoenicians and Greeks were pushed out of the western Mediterranean by the Romans. You get out. Now the Romans were bullies. Yeah, we were bullies. And pushed around the Iberians and Celts, or Celt-Iberians, who were nervously keeping their remaining space while this was all going on. There were numerous wars going on with different civilizations within, not just the Celt-Iberians. Like these guys, General Hannibal even brought his elephants to threaten Rome. But nope, didn't happen. And although the Romans already had plenty, the Romans wanted it all, mine, and started this war from 181 to 133 BC. Guess who won? It took a while though, but the conquest was completed in 19 BC. But the Romans were around the Iberian Peninsula for 600 years, called it Hispania, and after they rid the local tribes, taking close to 200 years, the Roman way of life was adopted. Everyone was forced to culturally Romanize. Yeah, I'm Roman, kinda. And the Romans welcomed the now defeated local leaders to their Rome home and into their gang. Welcome, although it was kinda your home in the first place, but now ours. Romans loved to build stuff. Building here, building there. They actually added so much to the development of Spain, giving Hispania a road system, aqueducts, temples, theaters, amphitheaters, and bathhouses. Spain's languages today, its religion, and its laws actually originated from this period. Yeah, we're significant. The uninterrupted Roman rule and settlement left a stamp of Rome on Spain forever. But after building too much and because of a new threat that came in, they ran out of money, and in the 5th century, the Roman Empire fell. We're broke. The new guys on the block were the Visigoths, Germanic tribes, and they came a-knocking right after and took out the remaining Romans in force, who ran out like chickens. It was easy pickings as they took advantage of the empire's weakening defenses, plundering its borders. They even sacked Rome itself in 410, but they later became allies. Don't hurt me, I'm your friend. They ruled with roughly 200,000 Visigoths and held the millions of sophisticated Hispano-Romans, all while looking down on the Roman ways. You guys suck. And the Roman era had come to an end. So after everyone was kicked out, the Visigoths decided to get a king, because that was the cool thing to do when you conquered. And this guy ruled it until the early 8th century, where it fell to the Muslims. But it fell mostly because of famine, disease, and little arguments between the elites. We could never get it together. The Hispania territory, named by the Romans, Hispania, was switched to this name by the Muslims. Foreign invasion was repeating all the time in early Spanish history of empires that rose and fell on Spanish soil, but they always came from somewhere else, not from within. But you'll see that pattern would slowly change to transform into a struggle for the soul of Spain itself later. Keep watching. But the death of Prophet Muhammad in far-off Arabia in 632 had sent shockwaves far and wide, and Spain too would soon feel its effects. We feel its effects. Under Muhammad's successors, a new religion spread with extraordinary speed. Much of the Middle East became theirs by 656, and by 682, Islam had reached the shores of the Atlantic in Morocco. Spain, and with it, now lay within sight just over the ridge. I can see you. The Muslims chose a good time to arrive into Spain, with the Visigothic kingdom looking broken up and all, and the Iberian Peninsula was in a perfect condition for invasion. And again, Spain had become a distant outpost for someone else's empire. Yeah, we're in the middle. But from the middle of the 8th century to the mid-11th century, the frontier between Muslim and Christian territory lay across the north of the peninsula and south. Islamic cities such as this, and this developed with beautiful palaces, mosques, gardens, universities, public baths, and bustling markets. Yeah, we built this. It's beautiful. These rulers allowed freedom of worship to the Jewish and the Christians under their rule. The Jewish mostly flourished, but Christians had to pay a special tax. So most either converted to Islam or left for the Christian north. We're leaving. Then everything switched, dominated next by the long Christian reconquest from Muslim rule. Now it's our turn. You're going down. The Christian reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula began in about 722 at this place and ended with the fall of Granada in 1492. Yeah, it took a while, but we took you. It was 8 centuries of misadventures, stirring victories, and missed opportunities, during which even the different Christian kingdoms were at war with each other, as with Muslims. The Christians were on a roll. They went into Portugal, Aragon, and these guys. But after a bunch of wars by 1250, nearly all of Hispania was back under Christian rule, where they then fell to the Catholic monarchs. The Spanish Inquisition begins. Spain's new Catholic rulers made it clear from the beginning religious coexistence was a thing of the past. You guys are the past. Now you guys follow us. We the new. Not content with territorial conquest, the Catholic monarch started the Spanish Inquisition to weed out those threatening the Catholic Church. You are going down. On March 31st, 1492, Fernando and Isabel forced all the Jewish who refused Christian baptism to leave Spain within 2 months on pain of death. Up to 100,000 converted and some 200,000 left Spain for other Mediterranean destinations. You guys suck. We're leaving. Muslims also later on ordered to convert to the Christian faith or leave. Man, not us too. Around 300,000 underwent baptism and stayed, becoming known as these guys, converted Muslims, but it was barely skin deep and they never assimilated. Now the Catholic monarchs felt that the Iberian Peninsula was secure. They turned their attention elsewhere. It opened up a whole new world of opportunity for a new and confident Christian Spain. In the same year that this was going on, Christopher Columbus, as we all know him as, planned to lead a great expedition to the New World in 1492, sponsored by the Spanish Crown. Yeah, we paid for it. It was actually a voyage across the Atlantic in search of a new trade route to Asia, but they found someplace else. Oops. But I'll talk about that in a sec. Isabella and Ferdinand, Queen and King in 1492, said, yeah, you should go overseas to find the Orient, and Christopher Columbus became the first known European to reach the New World, except after this guy, a Viking, that actually makes Christopher Columbus the second most known European who had reached the New World, but who's keeping score? We Vikings do. And it presented an entirely new continent Spain society could spread its militaristic and crusading efforts to.
I just want you to know that I will throw you down the stairs.
So Columbus sailed from here on August 3rd, 1492, with 3 small ships and 120 men. They actually hated the trip. Where's Asia? And a mutiny almost happened, but look, land! They arrived on the island of the Orient, the Bahamas, and they found Cuba and this place. Columbus returned to a hero's reception from the Catholic monarchs in Barcelona, 8 months after his departure. Thanks for finding the Bahamas. Columbus made 3 more voyages, founding the city of Santo Domingo, finding Jamaica, Trinidad, and other Caribbean islands. But he died in 1506, knowing he was never able to reach Asia. So what? I still got paid. Anyways, the expeditions led to great wealth into Spain, income for the state where Spain became a dominant power of Europe for the next 2 centuries. Spain, with all the extra coin, got their hands in everything. The world was at the taking.